Hello and welcome to the city of Fuzhou, the capital of Fujian province on the southeast coast of China. It's quarterfinals day here at the Thaihot China Open, the 11th of the 12 tournaments that make up the MetLife BWF World Superseries. 12 tournaments that span the globe, and the China Open is the 5th of the 5 premier events, an even higher tier of tournament within the Super Series. Plus, of course, at the end of the year, we have the Super Series finals. And the Super Series finals, once again, will be staged in Dubai. Just the top 8 players and pairs in each of the 5 disciplines will qualify for the season-ending championships. So vital points can be earned towards qualification just this week and next week in Hong Kong. Well, it's quarterfinals day today, as I say, and we're starting with women's doubles, and it's the Olympic silver medalists Kamilla, Rytter and Christinna Pedersen up against the Japanese pair of Tanaka and Yonemoto. Then it's men's singles and AJ Jayaram of India. He takes on Chen Long, the world and Olympic champion and 3-time former champion, here at his home Super Series event. Then it's women's singles and the Olympic silver medalist PV Sindhu, Pusala Venkata Sindhu of India, up against a player very much in form, the left-handed He Bingjiao, winner of the Japan Super Series and the French Super Series, the last Super Series prior to this China Open. Then it's mixed doubles, and Yu Young-sung and Jang Ye-na of Korea. They were semi-finalists here 4 years ago. They're up against the Olympic gold medalists Tontowi Ahmad and Liliana Nasir. Then we finish with men's doubles, and Chai Biao and Hong Wei, beaten finalists here at the China Open for the last 2 years. They take on the European champions Mads Conrad and Mads Kolding of Denmark. So a fantastic lineup for this evening's play here in Fuzhou. Well, with the first of our matches, women's doubles, a chance for us to look at the draw from quarter-final stage onwards. Just 5 different nations involved and only 5 seeds, only 1 seed left in the top half of the draw, and that's the Olympic silver medalists. The Olympic gold medalists lost yesterday, Matsutomo and Takahashi. So we will be concentrating on that second quarter of the draw with the Olympic silver medalists Christinna Pedersen and Kamilla Rytter.
The match of Part 1 will be women's doubles between Kamilla, Christinna Pedersen, Denmark.
There they are, the European champions, the 3 times European champions. And their opponents, Shiho Tanaka and Koharu Yonemoto of Japan. Well, as we saw from the draw, 2 Chinese pairs, 2 Japanese pairs, 2 Korean pairs at quarter-final stage, and 2 European pairs, 1 Danish pair and 1 Bulgarian pair. The Bulgarian pair in the quarter-final without actually having played a match so far. Well, there is Christinna Pedersen. She is 30 years of age, and she's been in 3 mixed doubles finals here with Joachim Fischer Nielsen. They lost first round, though, in the mixed doubles this year. But this is their 5th consecutive quarter-final here at the China Open. The tall left-hander Kamilla Rytter will turn 33 in 5 days' time. Next Monday will be her birthday. They have been as high as 2 in the world ranking, a total of 52 weeks as number 2 in the world. But as you can see, they're currently number 3. 3 finals for them so far this year. Christinna Pedersen, well, she was born in Aalborg, and not only do they have their Olympic silver medal, they have a couple of World Championship medals as well, a silver and a bronze. They had a bye in the first round. In the second round, they played against Wanda and Ni Kutut from Indonesia. An hour and 6 minutes. Dropped the second game there, but the tall Danes coming through strongly in the decider. So to Koharu Yonemoto. She'll turn 27 next month from Kagoshima in Japan. Oh, no, they've got somewhere different from me on where she was born. As far as her partner is concerned, Shiho Tanaka, 24 years of age, currently down 2 places in the world ranking, down to 26. They have been as high as 24. And this, extraordinarily, is their first Super Series tournament outside of their home country. It is, in fact, only their third ever Super Series tournament. They were semi-finalists in their home events earlier this year. And look at their results so far. The first round beat the winners of the French Super Series, Chen Qingcheng and Jia Yifan, in 3 games. And then yesterday beat teammates, the number 7 seeds, the World Championship bronze medalists from last year, Fukuman and Yonao. So this will be the first meeting between these 2 pairs. I'm Jill Clark, delighted to say that sitting alongside me once again is former Danish head coach, Steen Pedersen. And I know, Steen, that you were telling me before matches got underway a little earlier today that you were very much looking forward to this, because this was a Japanese pair that you hadn't really had an opportunity to see much.
Yeah, they've played a lot of European tournaments, and they've had some notable results lately. The one in the first round here in China, and also beating...
On my right, Juhl, Kamilla, Rytter, Pedersen, Christinna, Denmark.
Let's just hear the umpire here.
And on my left, Tanaka, Shiho, Yonemoto, Koharu, Japan. Pedersen, Christinna to serve to Yonemoto, Koharu. Tanaka, Shiho. Level.
In their home tournament in Japan, they also beat Sohee Lee and Shin-Sung Chan from Korea, a scratch pair for that tournament. But still good players, so I'm excited to see what they can do.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you they've been in 3 finals from 8 tournaments so far this year. They won the US Grand Prix Gold. They're beaten in the final of the Vietnam International Challenger and the Chinese Taipei Masters Grand Prix. Not the Grand Prix Gold event, the Grand Prix. So stepping up to the Super Series level, which is the elite tier of tournament. And my goodness, haven't they made an impact straight away?
2, 1. Service over 2-all. Service over 3-2.
Interesting matchup here against the taller Danes, Christinna Pedersen, Kamilla Rytter. It can be difficult to play such tall players once you've, or if you've never played them before. And on the other hand, I know that Christinna and Kamilla, they like to watch a lot of video on their opponents, and they haven't had a chance to watch video of a match of their own against Tanaka and Yonemoto, and that's of course the video matches that you gain the most from, the ones that You actually play the opponents yourself. And the reason for that is that you must expect the opponents to have
5-3.
also some kind of tactical differences as to which pair they're playing.
It's over 4-5.
Kai Nakajima. Now, yesterday, Steen, you were pointing out about a sideways drift in the arena, from left to right as we all look down on the court. Have you had it confirmed about the lengthways drift on our court, on court number 1?
No, I haven't had that, but I'm pretty sure that the Danes are playing with the drift, even though we saw that lift go long in the previous rally from the Japanese side. Some stadiums we see that the drift can change from one day to another. I just don't think it's likely here. It's a very big stadium and it seems like it's very well constructed, so I don't think this will be that many changes. One of the important things is that there's carpets for the doors, so that when the doors open, you don't get directly access to the outside. You have to go through a carpet.
Yeah. That was a good spot by the umpire. Double hit by the Danes.
Yeah, and it can sometimes be difficult for the umpire to spot those situations because they often rely on hearing that it's a double hit. Not much noise in the hall right now.
Good judgment.
Yeah.
Very good judgment.
Not trying very much on that service return.
It's over 7-8.
That might actually be a good plan, as we know that both the Danish girls, they played mixed doubles earlier. Christinna Pedersen still does, and are expected to be strong on the front court play.
8-0. It's over 9-8. It's over 9-0. Service over.
Well, she was there.
9.
Maybe the shuttle just tumbling and spinning too much for her to control it.
that's the most dangerous corner to play on the court, because both the sideways drift and the drift alongside the court helps the shuttle go long or wide.
And that's going with the sideways drift as well. So it is the Japanese pair who have the advantage, albeit just 1 point advantage. 8 minutes played.
Situation. Vi skal bare være klar på den tredje bold, vi går op og presser. Det er vi egentlig kommet fint ud af, når de modtager på vores egen. Lav en lille maskering på op på den, og gerne på kroppen eller ud mod hjørnerne.
Ja, vi er lige lidt usikre, så det er ikke noget med bare lige nu, fordi at vi skal lige lære dem at kende, vi kender dem ikke. Så det er okay,
men
vi
det er fint,
med
vi har maskering på dem her. Det de gør hele tiden i øjeblikket, det er, når de kommer ud i din forhåndshjørne, så ligger de og kører lige baner. Enten skal vi finde ud af, at vi får slået ud af og får dig af, når vi er offentlige. Og ellers så bliver det bare ved med at variere, og selv kommer frem og dækker den.
Vi gør, som vi plejer.
Ja.
Vi skal ikke rykke ud.
Ja, det er godt.
Very interesting conversation here, because Thomas Stango, he had some very specific advices regarding the service situation, and he was adding the word "just," which is quite common in Danish, that you sort of add that to the sentences. And Christinna said, "Yeah, there's no just here because we're a little uncertain now. We don't know them."
Yeah.
Like we discussed earlier,
yeah.
We don't know them, so we're a little bit uncertain on what they're doing and what we should do and so on.
Yeah.
And that was interesting. That they didn't feel well on court, but I mean, it's 11 all in the first game. Nothing is lost, and exactly using the first part of the first game to sort of, they don't know you either.
Yes, so, exactly.
So, of course, there's a number of other Japanese women's doubles pairs who's played Christinna and Kamilla recently. So, you could say that the Japanese coaches, must be more familiar with the Danish style than vice versa.
Oh, that was good reactions at the front of the court.
And the other situation that they were looking to solve, the Danes, were when they were playing Christinna in a long forehand corner. They felt that was the part of the Japanese game plan.
Good judgment. Yeah, it's interesting the point you make, Steen. Also, because of the fact this is the 5th ranked Japanese pair, which just shows to me the strength in depth that they've got in Japan at the moment in the women's doubles and the women's singles.
Yeah, fantastic depth they have, and we also saw in men's doubles Kobayashi and Haruko.
Okay.
Yeah, Hoki. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't remember his name.
Yeah.
They made a good result as well, so they're really doing well at the moment. And we discussed on our way to the hall here that these two players, they're not really that young. They're like 26 and 24.
That's right.
So it just shows that they've improved their game, and what a women's doubles practice they must have back home in Japan. You really got to be at your best in order to do well in practice there.
Over 50-13.
Lots of flick serves to Christinna Pedersen from the Japanese side.
Oh, it's a good run. You know, I was watching, there's Thomas Stango, both coaches have something to say after that. I was really watching the Danes after your comments there, and I could see in their movement that slight hesitation because they are uncertain. They're not quite sure exactly what tactics they should be employing.
No, they don't have the same amount of data as they've got from breaking down multiple video games of playing against Matsutomo and Takahashi. So when you have that statistical material, you know a bit more that 75% of the lifts will go straight and 25 crosses and so on, and you can act on that.
17, 13.
But it's interesting because, I mean, on paper the Danes should be heavily favored as the third seeds and vice world champions, vice Olympic champions and so on. But they're nervous. They don't know this pair here, and they have a lot of respect for them. They've looked at their results as well.
Yeah. 4 straight points. Now they're looking quite comfortable in this opening game. Oh, well, there you are. Curse the commentator.
Yeah. That was exactly some of the things that Thomas Dango and the girls talked about in the interval. That they're trying to play, the Japanese players trying to play more shots to the right-hand side than to the left-hand side. And of course, the left hand of Kamilla Rytter should sort of induce some respect. Wow.
Yeah, she hardly hit that.
No.
19.
Oof. Well, ambitious shot to try. Little topspin on the return of serve. Dear me,
We don't need a challenge on that one.
Game point 16.
It almost came back on her own half.
Oops. That was a golden opportunity missed. No wonder Yonemoto smiles. Yeah, this time. 21-17, opening game in 16 minutes. Ah, the match clock's just ticked over the 17-minute mark. Yeah, they were a little bit tentative to start with. So confirmation, 21-17.
修正すれば可能性は随分あるんだからいいね、あとローブから2つローブ後ろアウト、ここからちょっと崩して自分たちのリードすぐ一瞬のうちにすぐ高さすぐしっかりしないとダメ。ただ1分ずつ1分ずつこの流れが完全に相手に流れになっちゃう。あとはペダスのロングサーブ、これもうそれしない。前は過去だけ、後ろ全部構える。全部煽れてるでしょ。どっちみちこっち直接ショートサーブポイント取れないから後ろに狙った方がいい。どっちかけた方がいい。パターンと結構良かった。頑張ったよ。こっちクロス持ってって結構いいや。単純に自滅だけ。ここきちんと乗り越える。ね、もう一回楽しんで絶対チャンスは残ってるから。ね、絶対悪くはない。細かくもっと修正する。いい？恐れず。
Second game. Level. Play.
So one game to the good, 21-17, that opening game. For three-time European champions. Good judgment.
Yeah, look how short it was as well.
One.
I think
Love.
Tanaka and Yonemoto, they've got to be careful about their lifts on this side here. Got to take a more attacking approach, the Japanese pair, if they want to advance in the tournament, I think.
It's over. 1-all.
Good work.
It's over 2-1.
And this is where it's different playing Christinna and Kamilla from a number of the other pairs in the world, because they've got so much attacking power. Kamilla and Juhl amongst the three hardest hitting female players in the world.
3-1.
Not only power, I suppose the height advantage as well. They both can create angles.
Exactly.
It's over 2-3.
Oh, yes.
It's over
Good use of the
4-2.
mid-court area. She was ready to pounce when necessary. The left-hander. There's a little half-court push. Good reading of the situation.
It's over 3-4.
Oh, no, what on earth does that mean? something about the defensive play from Kai Nakajima.
Good follow-up by Kamilla Juhl.
5-3.
One of the things they discussed during the interval in the first game, follow-up on the third shot that Christinna Pedersen did so well. So important for the Danes game.
It's over 4-5. It's over 6-4.
Well, that's just proves your point about the power of a smash there.
Yeah.
4.
And that probably means that where the defense normally holds up against pairs that are not as tall as the Danes and not as powerful as Kamilla Juhl, they're in trouble now. They lift too short. Yonemoto and Tanaka.
I think there's a few signs that the Japanese pair are beginning to run out of ideas.
Yeah.
I appreciate your point that they're not used to playing against such tall athletes, but okay, I'm going to put you in the impossible position here, Steen, because of course you being a Dane and there's Danes on court, but if you were coaching the Japanese pair right now,
Yeah.
what would you be saying to them? Because to me they look as if they're losing their way.
Yeah. It's a little bit difficult because they have trouble winning the attack. When they attack, they don't get through. And they're playing the side now where they're playing with the drift, so it's really hard to hit the backcourt precisely, which seemed like a part of the game plan in the first game. So I'm not sure. I would have to come up with something completely different.
Well, there's an awful lot of pairs and an awful lot of coaches in the world that don't know how to play against the Danes because they're such a good pair.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
And there's also the problem that you've sort of let them in their comfort zone now. Now things seems easy. They feel that they've read the Japanese pair, and I'm afraid there's not much they can do. I don't see. It's in my opinion, it's for the Danes to lose this match. I don't think the Japanese are capable of putting enough pressure on them. That's long. Well played.
Yeah.
And also the body language of the Japanese pairs. That's probably what you've noticed as well.
Yes, yeah. And in contrast, the Danes have now got a spring in their step, haven't they?
Yeah, they know that there's nothing dangerous coming from the Japanese side.
Yeah.
they can't penetrate the defense, and so they will have to try, in my opinion, to play more of a patient game, trying to wear the Danes down, get them tired and so on, but they've been unsuccessful so far. I don't expect they will succeed in the later part of this second game either.
And if they're going to just try and wear the Danes down, apart from the fact that I agree tactically, I don't think that's the way to play. It's compounded by the fact that if they're hitting with the drift, they're going to make errors. They're not going to be able to just keep it going and keeping it going.
They cannot go for the baseline, so they have to play more flat lifts, and that becomes dangerous. Because you don't have that much time to prepare yourself. And we've seen that the Danes have had no trouble converting the attack to points.
It's over 6-11.
Just wide of the centre line.
It's over 12-6.
No, I make that her second service error. Tanaka.
She had that one that was really, really short.
Yeah. There we are. I think I'm right.
That was 3 really good attacking shots from Kamilla Juhl, and then one that sort of nullified all the other 3 good shots.
Oh, that's a good shot. Oh, it's just wide.
Yeah.
Idea was good, in my opinion. Do you agree?
Yeah, it was.
Perhaps if there hadn't have been that sideways drift, that may have stayed in.
I think it would. I think it would.
Wasn't just the drift.
And they're definitely not getting anything going right now, Yonemoto and Tanaka. And it's a little bit hard imagining how did they beat Chen Qingchen and Jia Yifan.
Yeah.
Here, I can't really see it. But that's also due to a lot of credit to the Danes for playing clever.
And different styles. You've already talked about it, because they're not used to playing such tall athletes and such attacking athletes.
And we've seen a lot of shots coming long on the opposite side, but we've also seen quite a number coming along on this side here. And I'm wondering whether we're playing with a faster speed of shuttles today. That's a good call by Christinna Pedersen.
Yeah.
Shouting to Kamilla Juhl to let it fall. Normally there have to be 3 different speeds available for the tournament, so that you can choose the correct speed according to weather conditions, and those 2 little spots on the inner sight line, the right side of the court, marks the area where the shutter should land when it's tested with a underhand.
Underarm action, yeah, from the above, or standing, dropping the shuttle on the back line, the opposite side of the court, obviously.
Played. They got to keep the initiative, I think, the Japanese girls. Well played. Yeah, and that's the problem. I mean, the firepower on the Japanese side, it seems to not be strong enough to penetrate.
It's interesting about the shuttles, though, Steen, because it occurred to me, I mean, yesterday's play, when we started our broadcast, there'd already been play for a couple of hours, or maybe even longer. And at the moment, there's very few people in the audience here, and, you know, I don't know whether they had to go down a speed of shuttle as the arena literally heated up yesterday by the time we started our broadcast, or I'm not quite sure if that's affected things. I mean, the shuttles don't look fast to me, and the players have been telling us that the shuttle's
was slow. Yeah, it was playing slow the whole.
So if they have gone up a speed, then that's a jolly good thing.
But it's also very it's very much influencing play, because if you're sort of gotten used to one speed and then you get introduced to another speed, whether it's slower or faster, it just changes the game.
Yeah.
And to say that it's equal for all, that's the worst expression I know. It's never equal for all. It always benefits some.
Yeah, a style.
Yeah.
It's very obvious, isn't it, in tennis, when they play on different surfaces.
Yeah.
And, you know, some style of play, Nadal suits clay courts and Federer grass courts, because their style suits that better.
And that should actually shut up everybody saying that that's equal for all.
Yeah.
Because that definitely shows that it's not equal for all.
No. And the faster shuttle will benefit the attacking players more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, both yes and no, because I mean, right here in this match, for instance, if the shuttles are a little bit faster than yesterday, it will definitely benefit Kamilla and Christinna, because right now they have sufficient defense to get the attack, and they will have an easier time of killing the attack. If they're playing a pair with a stronger attack, they might actually benefit from a little bit slower shuttles, so that their defense can hold up and so on. So it's the matchup situation that decides.
Yeah, good point. Good point.
Play. It's over 17-13.
I think I would try not serving to the tee, to the left-hander when she's in that side of the court. So she's taking that on her backhand return of serve, and she plays a super shot off that. I think I'd just try and mix up the serve a little.
Yeah, it's a set situation that you can practice, and you just have the exact feel that you want to give it. And if you change the direction of the shot a little bit towards the left shoulder, you sort of change the amount of power you need to apply, and that makes it difficult.
Yeah. Oh, she may have made the error there, Yonemoto. But I like the fact that she was trying to turn the defence, block cross court.
Yeah.
Actually, she's got that right shoulder quite heavily strapped, hasn't she?
She has. That's long.
It's over 20-18.
Well, they've kept themselves within striking distance, Yonemoto and Tanaka. So if the Danes are not fully concentrated, which all signs says that they are fully concentrated, but if they get a couple of lucky points and so on, they still have a chance to steal this second game.
Never passed the quarter-final stage here at the China Open, this Danish combination. But 5 consecutive quarter-finals, that's pretty impressive. I always used to think women's doubles at the China Open was the strongest discipline there was, the most difficult tournament to win. But we already touched on the subject that sadly this year we don't have a full quota of entries. Yes, yeah, perhaps not the strongest of disciplines here. You're right. I mean, this touching distance has now just 2 points in it, and all of a sudden you can start getting a little bit nervous. That's good. That will steady the Danish ship.
16.
And they've just sort of continued on from the Olympics. We've had a number of players who's been on hiatus and not playing that much and so on, but women's doubles, Matsutomo and Takahashi and Juhl and Pedersen, they've played a number of tournaments. I think that's great.
Yeah, yeah, great credit to them and their professionalism. Yeah, I concur. Match points, 4 of them to be precise. Oh, that's a lovely touch in the end from Yonemoto. Oh, that wasn't the best of serves, was it? My goodness.
20.
Pedersen was probably so surprised.
Yeah, she was set on one return. You could see that she didn't try to push it or anything. She was going for the block or the tight spin.
Yeah, put it away with venom. Coach is happy with that too. 21-17, 21-18, the margin of their victory, and they're through to their first semi-final here in the women's doubles. Christinna Pedersen and Kamilla Rytter.
Match won by Juhl, Kamilla Rytter, Christinna Pedersen, 21-17, 21-18.
Umpire confirms the score. 40 minutes needed. And once they got themselves settled and into the game plan, because they were a little bit tentative to start with, weren't quite sure about their opponents, this being the first meeting between the two pairs, but safely through in 2 straight games. So the Olympic silver medalists into the semi-final, 21-17, 21-18. So that's the first of our quarterfinals has been completed. And the Olympic medalists, the silver medalists, Kamilla, Juhl and Christinna Pedersen, safely through in 2 straight games. Next up will be men's singles with the Olympic champion, Chen Long, his first outing since winning his gold medal in Rio. After that, we'll have women's singles, then mixed doubles and men's doubles. But obviously, with the players already on court, I'm not even sure if we'll have time to show you the draw for the men's singles. Let me tell you about it anyway. At quarterfinal stage, only 5 different nations involved and only 4 seeds. 3 Chinese players. Here we go. 3 Chinese players, 2 Danes, 1 Malaysian, 1 from Japan, and of course the man we're about to watch from India. So this is the bottom half of the draw. Chen Long, the number 2 seed, the 3-time former champion. Well, number 2 seeds won the title here in 2010, 2012 and 2013. He's actually been in 5 finals because he was beaten finalist in 2011 and 2015 as well. But let's look at AJ Jayaram first, born in Chennai, used to be called Madras, 29 years of age, lives now in Bangalore. 23 on the world ranking at the moment, has been as high as 18. 1 week from the 22nd of September earlier this year, which means that he enjoyed his 29th birthday with the highest ever world ranking. That's a nice birthday present, isn't it? Well, we're looking at Chen Long. Did I miss AJ Jayaram's matches so far? I'm not sure. I'll tell you about them in a minute anyway. Chen Long, he's 27 years of age, and he was born in Jingzhou on the banks of the Yangtze River in southern Hubei province. Has, of course, been world number 1, 75 weeks in total as world number 1, but now number 2. And he's number 20, I can tell you, on the Super Series standings. In fact, he went down 2 places after not competing in 4 Super Series events since the Olympic Games. Well, this will be the 5th meeting between the 2 players. And as you can see, Chen Long has won all 4 previous occasions, including the last one, which was in the first round of the Hong Kong Super Series last year. That was just 40 minutes for that 2-game victory, 21-17, 21-12. In fact, all 4 of their previous meetings have been won by Chen Long in 2 straight games. Well, as far as AJ Jayaram is concerned, both of his matches so far have been in 3 games. He beat the qualifier Xu Xiyuan of China in the first round. In fact, he was a game in 16-11 up, but still went to 3 games. And then yesterday, he beat Wei Nan of Hong Kong, who in the first round had put out the number 6 seed, Song-Wan Ho of Korea. And he was a game 17-19 down yesterday. AJ Jayaram came back to win.
India. And on my left, Chen Long, China. AJ Jayaram serve. Level, play.
Well, finds the line immediately. Chen Long. First tournament since that gold medal in Rio. And Steen, just following on from the point that you were so eloquently making when the women's doubles were playing, and you were giving great credit, and I agree with you wholeheartedly, to both the finalists in the women's doubles from the Rio Olympic Games, the gold medalists and the silver medalists, and they've played, I think one pair's played 4 Super Series tournaments, the others played 3. I think the Japanese pair missed the Korean Super Series. They missed the Korean, yeah. Yeah, but I know that you're a great follower, as indeed I am, of tennis and the WTA and the ATP tour, and you know, of course, it was a great achievement for Chen Long winning the Olympic Games. But the Super Series is our elite tier of tournament, and
I just thought it was fun to look into what about the top-ranked tennis players. How many tournaments have they played since the Olympics? And that was quite interesting because Andy Murray. He was the Olympic champion, wasn't he?
He was. Second consecutive gold medal from
number
Andy
one
Murray.
on the world ranking as well. He's played 5 tournaments since the Olympics, and actually played the week after the Olympics. And the same goes for the world number 1 in women's single in tennis, Angelique Kerber. She's also played 5 tournaments, as has the much unexpected gold medalist, Monica Puig. So they haven't won all the tournaments, but in my opinion, that doesn't really matter. I'd like to see Chen Long lose a couple of times, because then other players can say, hey, I beat the Olympic champion. And we saw how happy the Chinese women's doubles yesterday of Huang Dongping and Li Yinhui were when they beat the Japanese world Olympic champions. So I think we need the players to play. That would be really nice. I understand the need for some time to recover and to rest and so on. But we have that in the calendar. We have the BWF have allocated 2 months where there's no Super Series tournaments whatsoever.
Exactly. At the players' request.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I totally agree, and it's to me as a sports fan, you know, if I'm going to turn up and pay money to come and watch a top tennis tournament or a top badminton tournament, I expect to see the top players entered, whether they lose early on or whether they win the tournament. I need to know that they are there and that there's a chance that I might get to see them.
Exactly.
And Chen Long, I mean, in the 12 months, last 12 months, he's got 11 tournaments towards his world ranking. Now, there's got to be at least 1 team competition in there, and possibly 2. That's not an awful lot of tournaments per 12 months.
No, and remarkably, he hasn't won a tournament this year, apart from the Olympics.
Yeah.
So it shows how much emphasis there are from the players on the Olympics. It's really important to do well, and I appreciate that. I just wish they'd play the other tournaments as well. It's like seeing the sort of symbiosis that is there from being part of the system, being part of the Super Series system, where there's a lot of money to be won.
Yeah. Charles Rytter, former world champion, Chinese men's singles coach. That's nice.
6-4.
That's essentially one of the problems that AJ will have again.